Disney's former CEO Bob Iger has made his way into the Metaverse via an investment and board seat with the startup Genies. The company creates avatars and wearable NFTs for use in the Metaverse. And for more on this, we have Genies founder and CEO Akash Nigam here with us. Akash, I first want to ask about Bob Iger's investment. This just happened in the past week. How did you get him on board, and what does this mean now for Genies?
Yeah, so I guess rewinding. Our previous investor, Bond, Mary Meeker's Bond, has 4 different partners, one of them being Juliet. She's lovely. And she introduced us in the very beginning saying, hey, listen, you're going through an inflection point. This could be somebody very interesting and somebody very compatible with your vision. And so I met him here in Venice, locally at Justa. And we sat down and we kicked it off. And there was no intention of really an investment or a board seat. It was really just 2 personalities that could maybe get along around a vision that we think is really important. And then after that, we spent the next 6 months together. He got underneath the hood, was able to see our product roadmap, was able to look at all the details, all the information, all the analytics, and most importantly, started to see the creative and product output. And so after that, we kind of made the decision, hey, listen, I know that you're choosing your next foray after Disney. What is that going to be? And he's passionate, I think, about Web3. I think he has insatiable curiosity. I think any good product pioneer and thinker does. And so he decided to join the board, and we couldn't be more excited to have him.
So tell us more about how Genies works. You create avatars and NFT wearables. What's the use case once a user has created these?
Yeah, it's a little bit even more than that, right? The way that we think about ourselves is we view ourselves as the decentralized Apple of Web3. We provide tools that empower individuals to manifest their own creations, ideas, and businesses as avatar ecosystems. And so you touched upon 2 points there, the avatars and the wearables, but there's 2 other components to an avatar ecosystem, which are the homes, venues, and spaces, and then the interactive experiences. So when you put together the avatars, the wearables, the homes, and interactive experience, you get an avatar ecosystem, very similar to how Apple rolls out different tools every single year to their developers to allow them to manifest their ideas in app form. We think that that's going to be the future, except for avatar ecosystems in Web3 and in AR and VR. Today, we have an entry point around avatars and wearables specifically, and it's really predicated upon the concept of just being able to create different wearables, different avatar fashion lines, being able to trade, gift, and sell amongst your peers. Traditionally and historically, we've been used by celebrities, tastemakers, and icons. That was unintentional. I think is just the demographic that's been most interested in being able to showcase a different side of their personality over the past few years. And they're highly scrutinized. And so, whenever a talent uses their genie to be able to tell a new story or narrative on social media accounts, they then also have the ability to be able to sell different wearables or different avatar fashion lines that memorialize that key life defining moment, such as a song release, a music release, and more. In the future, consumers, and we started to roll out in beta as well over the past 3 months, you're going to be able to create your own genie, go buy some of the avatar fashion lines, and then go use in your Genie homes to be able to synchronously hang out with all of your friends and other like-minded individuals across the world.
So how is what Genies is doing different from what others like Epic Games is doing with skins and things like its Icon series with some celebrity avatars available in-game in that platform as well?
I think one key difference between us and all of the Web2 incumbents is around decentralization and ownership, right? So we announced even 2 months ago that all users and all talent own their avatar and own all of the creations. They can commercialize it as they see fit. They can bring it with them anywhere that they want. And it has nothing to do with Genies as an entity. So I think that's a really key defining separation. I think too, the fact that you're able to use it within the Genies ecosystem and create is a model and a novelty that hasn't yet been discovered in some of these gaming ecosystems. And then finally, the gaming ecosystems are really focused on the gaming community. And you're kind of siloed to one game and you're closed within that environment. We're trying to extrapolate 2 things that have worked really, really well in gaming for decades: avatars and digital goods, and bring it to social communities and social circles for the very first time.
So how profitable, if at all, is the Metaverse and the NFT wearables market at this point? Are you profitable? Do you see a path to that? Or does that really depend on how and when the Metaverse gets built out more robustly?
I mean, you could argue that we're in Metaverse 1.0 right now with how much time that we spend right now on Instagram and Twitter and Snapchat on the internet, right? I think the word Metaverse has been conflated to almost brainwash people to thinking that the future is about going virtual when it's really about freedom, being able to own your creations, being able to not have your data beholden to an incumbent or to a third party, that you can be truly free within the digital world. I can't disclose numbers, of course, about Genies, but I will say that the NFT wearable market is very, very lucrative, and that we've already seen some very enticing numbers out of the gates through our several dozen drops that we've done over the past month and a half.